if you're stuck on time for this review, what you need to do is skip to 14 minutes and just listen to the few minutes of a summary. Only a couple minutes of your time. You can watch the whole thing a bit later on. Alright? See you at the end of the video. Hello everybody! It is time to do this lucky chappy. It's time for a whiskey review, and this time we are travelling past the Isle of Islay to the Isle of Jura. Now, do you know the name of the distillery on the Isle of Jura? There's only one there. Yeah. Isle of Skye, one distillery. Isle of Jura, one distillery. Well, I'll tell you what it's called because I can't hear your answers. It's called Jura. And this video is going to be looking at the 18-year-old Jura. I mean, it's exciting. I haven't opened it yet. People do loads of sound effects on YouTube. They're like those beauty video blog thingies. They like make noise with the packaging and stuff, don't they, as they're putting it down. So, you know, try and make my videos as good as theirs. Yeah, so Isle of Jura, very interesting story to the distillery and how it's basically stood the test of time. Yeah, there was a little brief period of, shall we say, recess, but overall, Jura Distillery, wow, it's there. It's going strong. 100% of what Jura produce is kept for themselves. I think early days, some of it went off for blends. I like the end of that noise. I'm already picking that up. This is 44%. Sorry, I was saying that 100% of what Jura produce goes off for Jura. It's just theirs. It's not being shared. It's not contributing to anything else. There we go. There's a lovely colour to that whiskey. I do think that Jura use colouring in their whiskies to help with the consistency. I hold that to the microphone. You can hear it as clear as I can. Yeah, so this was matured in American white oak ex-bourbon barrels, enriched by the finest red wine casks. So I was talking to somebody the other day. We were social networking, and he said, no, to be honest with you, mate, wine's my thing. And I did say I would do a whiskey that has been in a wine cask. Now it was a combination of whiskies that I was thinking, not mixing them. I was thinking like which should I do? Probably very, very soon I'll do the Kilchman, that's ex-red wine cask. But right now, and that's from the Isle of Islay, but right now, I thought I'd just do Jura. So, there it is. Lovely whiskey. Hold it like this. Get a nice look of that. The legs recede very quickly. They are retreating with haste. I had a tour, a personal tour, just me. Her name, not the tour's name, the lady doing the tour, her name was Fiona. Lovely lady. Lovely. Charming. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have had a tour. She was very helpful. She explained a lot. She was very passionate. Jura, you should give her a pay rise. No, seriously, she was great. She didn't ask me to say that, by the way. So, just felt like saying it. Richard Patterson wasn't there. A bit disappointed by that. There's a book there with his face on it. Not quite the same, though. Yeah, I was hoping he would be there, if I'm really honest. He'll probably be there for the Jazz Festival. That'd be cool. But yeah, the distillery itself, very interesting. Good story behind it. Fiona was fantastic at explaining what had gone on, what the future plans are, explaining about the different bottles from Jura that are drawing to a natural close, being replaced. Got tastes of all of them. I could review them if you like. Why not? Be nice. But for now, Jura 18-year-old. Let's have a look. Yeah, red wine finish. I'm really hopeful for this. Now this is, well, I'd say this is the first one I've had from this bottle. It's not the first one I've had of this one, because when I was on the Isle of Isla, there was an inn that I went to, and I had a really nice lunch there. Fantastic seafood platter, exquisite, but really good. I'm not a seafood person. Well, I'm not heavily seafood. I do like seafood. But yeah. Anyway, really good. I said to him, give me a whiskey that you recommend. He poured me Jura 18. What can I say? Really good. So let's go through this. I'm trying to let it breathe a bit as well. Bear in mind, this is the first time that cork has come out of that bottle. And it's the first time this is allowed to react with the air around it. Let it breathe, let it move around, let it adjust its temperature. It's colder in there than it is here, I think. You might be able to hear my dog, well, both my dogs in the background. Apologies. But no apologies. This is their house as much as it is mine. Okay, so first thing that stands out, it's very sweet. The notes on the nose is caramel, it's toffee. It's very fruity. When I say fruity, we're talking orange rind fruity. Hints of blackcurrant. It's quite a nice combination, the two. With the honey, toffee, caramel, that's the kind of sweetness I'm referring to. Those, all nice. A bit of beeswax. Interesting fact, my dad is a beekeeper. He's a better beekeeper than your dad. So, yeah. There was a point to that. You might wonder, how do you know what beeswax smells like? Well, I have an interesting fact for you. My dad is a beekeeper. There's a... yeah, wait a minute. Bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon in there. Yeah, sweet. The main thing for me is the sweetness. That's quite sweet. Hey, some red wines are quite sweet. Wonder if there's a connection. Maybe. Time to taste this. I'm going to taste it this time, just to be different, through my nose. I'm not normal. Wow. That is quite complex. There is a lot going on right there for my palate to focus on. I have to say though, first thing, have you ever heard of the saying, sweet bitter symphony? No. Bittersweet? This is bittersweet. I mean, 1 minute it's like, there you go. It's a bit like that. Nice though. Really nice. It's got quite, I mean, the finish is good as well. But before I delve into the finish, I need to really explore what else I'm getting. Now remember, I actually didn't taste that for very long. And I feel really bad about that. But luckily, I've got some left, so I can try again. 18 years, 18 seconds. That's Rex. He's got a treat. Mm. Mm. That is starting to open up a bit more there. It's like a ginger. The sweetness follows through to a very nice ginger kind of taste to it. Dark chocolate. I mean, I'm talking 90-odd% dark chocolate. Dark. Very nice. And it's a bit woody as well. We mentioned that it was American white oak. I can taste that more than the smoke. Now I know, I'm hoping, I like my whiskies to be a bit smokier from that region. If I'm getting excited for that particular whiskey, I'd like it to have a bit more smoke. But on this case, I can taste more oak than smoke. So, just me though, bit woody. As in like the cask, woody. Not the Toy Story character. Yeah, so ginger notes, a bit of dark chocolate in there, a bit of wood. It's sweet, it's bitter. More so on the first taste. A bit of spice. Only a bit. Oh yeah. As for the finish, the first thing I noticed on the finish was the espresso. Like a dark, strong espresso. How do you say it? Espresso or espresso? Because if you don't say espresso, you're wrong. So, end of argument. Because, look it up. Go to Italy. Yeah. Yeah, so, I think as well, I think I'm right in saying we're back to some of the original sweetness. I'm going to do another taste, see what else I get. Orange rind is coming more to the fore now. It might be because I'm actually thinking and trying to get that more there. And I've associated it now. You know, word association, you're thinking about a flavour, you go, oh, there it is, I've just tasted it. It's a bit like that. I'm going to go back to the palate, focusing on the finish though. If I notice anything else in the palate, don't worry, I will tell you straight away. Alright? If I buffer, it won't be straight away, but it'll be straight away. Towards the end on the palate, citrus lemon. Quite sharp. And that follows through to the finish. The finish is a good length. It's not incredibly long, but it's still there now. So that's a good length finish. That's what I like. I like that kind of finish. Dark chocolate is quite prominent on the finish as well. Still, most prominent for me was the espresso. That's the first thing I got as I started to finish. Brilliant. And again, we're back to the original notes of the caramel and hummery. And hummery? Oh dear, that's my first one. Oh. Caramel and honey. What am I like? What am I like? Huh? Mad. Right. In summary. Have I got time to do a summary? I've got time to do a summary. In summary. 18-year-old. Isle of Jura. Ex-American oak. White American oak. Ex-bourbon. And then red wine cask. Good stuff. Exciting. In terms of your tasting notes, we go straight into the nose. One of the first things we got on the nose was the sweetness of it, the caramel, the toffee. We got bits of cinnamon. It was quite fruity, orange rind in particular. A bit of, I believe I said, almost like blackcurrant, blackberries kind of like nosing effect. Following that with the nose, we moved on to the palate. I'm trying to work out if my dog's going to jump up. He might in a minute. With the palate, it was obviously sweet, but it was bittersweet. I was a bit of back and forth. Towards the end of the palate, I got lemon, like a citrus, quite a sharp citrus bit on the lemon piece. There was chocolate there, but again, it was bitter, it was sweet, it was very nice at that. I also got a lot of wood. I got more oak than smoke, and ginger. I remember there being ginger. Excuse me. As for the finish, you coming up? Up. Come on then. You're not? No. Okay. He is there. Come on then. Up you get. I'll prove it. Here he is. Here he is. Oh, you're coming up as well, are you? Come here. Somebody's supposed to be quick. Oh. Rex, Pugsy. I think you met Pugsy. Yeah, the finish. What was I saying? Yeah, the finish. We had the straight away. First thing, espresso shot. Quite powerful on that. The lemon from the palate that followed through to the finish. Look at the camera, Rex. You're cute. Look at the camera. Again, it went back to the original sweetness, caramel and honey. That was the kind of finish I got. I rate this whiskey. I think it is worth the money. I think that's a well-priced 18-year-old as well. And some of the sweetness did have elements to and relations with, as it were, red wine. So if you like red wine, and I'm not really sure about the whiskey because I'm more wine, this one worth a shot. Anyway, I tried to do a bit of a shorter video today, and if you've only watched the summary, feel free when you have more time to watch the whole thing. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment, feel free to request something, like, a whiskey, something like that. Yeah, okay, I'll do another review very soon, and as always, you guys have just been amazing. So, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.